Hello everybody, welcome back to another tutorial. And today we're going to be learning how to do a custom GUI shop. How this will work is we're going to have an item and we're going to right click on it. It's going to show up a GUI with buttons where you can buy items. Click on it. Really simple concept, but a little difficult in design. So let's get into it. Starting out, we have a couple functions here. They are just my get score function, my message, and a message player function. You don't have to know how this get score function works, but I'll just tell you that it works. The way it works is you input an objective string, the target, which would be an entity or a string, and use 0. It's just, you don't have to know how it works, just know that it works. Just like every video past episode 5, we're going to be using TypeScript, since I just find that way better than JavaScript. You can figure out how to use TypeScript in episode 5. Let's get started. We're going to be using action form data for modding this Minecraft-UI. We already learned about that in episode 3. So let's get started. Let's make another, GUI, or function. Shop GUI equals player, type player to this. You could do a normal function, but I do arrow functions. And so let's get to work on the GUI. Const GUI equals new action form data. GUI dot title. I'm just going to have this be shop. GUI dot body is just going to be choose what you want to buy. And I'm not going to have any buttons yet, because I want to show you guys a nice little trick. Not exactly a trick, but I just want to show you guys how to automate it. So where instead you manually add the buttons and then add all the logic, we're going to have this automated. What I mean by automated is I'm just going to have another variable over here, const shop items. It's going to be an array of objects. This first object, every object is going to have 3 properties. So it's going to be the name. Let's just buy diamond. The cost, it's going to be $100 or 100 money. If you look at the side of the screen, I already have a scoreboard named money. You might want to add that yourself. And the item that we're going to get is going to be a new item stack. Alright. It has to be an item type. There's 2 ways to get item types, and I'm going to go with the latter. This is how you get custom items, and that's by doing items dot get and then an ID, which would just be Minecraft diamond. You can also add an amount or data if you want, but that's not needed. So whenever you click the button that says diamonds, and that's the name, you're going to get a diamond. It's going to cost $100. How are we going to implement this? It's actually simpler than you may think. It looks hard, but it's really simpler. It's really simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to loop through all the values of shop items. So for const item of shop items. So for every single shop item, we're going to add a new button. So GUI.button. It's just going to say item.name. Oh, what? Item.cost. Alright. So it should say diamond colon money sign 100. Could cost 100. If we add more to this, it's gonna keep adding it. So now, once all the buttons are added, we show it to the player. then take the result and do something with it. How are we going to automate this? How are we going to make it to where if you click the button that says diamond, you will either get a diamond if you have $100, or you won't get a diamond if you have less than that? First, let's get a few variables. Const money equals, we're using the get score function from down here. The objective is going to be a money objective. It is cap sensitive. The target's just going to be the player, and U0 is going to be true. Basically, if there's an error and you have U0 as true, it's going to return 0, or it's going to return not a number. Anyways, now let's also do const item equals shop items at an index of result.selection. Since the result.selection is a number, you can get the exact item in the array. So if they click the very first button, then result.selection is going to be 0, and so it's going to get the first item, which is diamond. Also, wait a minute, if result dot is cancelled, then just return. So let's do a test. If money is less than item dot cost, we're gonna have a return statement down here, so nothing past this happens. And we're also just going to message player, which is a function. We also have that in our command handler that we made last episode, or tutorial, sorry. Message player, the message is just gonna be, you don't have enough money to purchase that. So if they have less money than the cost of the item, they're not going to be able to buy it. And that should be the only check. So now we should start giving them the item. To give them the item, let's get player.get component inventory. Let's use some of TypeScript's parsing to specify that whenever you get the inventory component, it is the entity inventory component. So now if I do dot here, it has all this other stuff. To give the player the item, you go to the container dot add item. Adds an item to a specified container, and is requesting an item stack. And as you can see, the item up here is an item stack, whatever you decided. So now we can just do item dot item, which is the item stack of the shop item that they are trying to buy. Let's go ahead and message the player that you have purchased. Let's actually make that a nice green. You have purchased. Nope. Item dot name for item dot cost. Just make that one slightly lighter and have a money sign there. Just make, oh shoot. So make this one slightly lighter and then put it back to being dark. So now in chat, if you buy an item successfully, it'll say you purchased that item for the cost. Finally, let's remove their money so that way it actually feels like they're buying it, which is going to be using scoreboard players move at s money and then item.cost. And that should work. I'm actually going to do one more thing, that just in case something goes wrong, they're not going to get the item. There is an error that is possible to happen, and by just putting this at the end, it's not going to happen. So don't question why, just do it. So now you have a working shop GUI here. And all we need to do to add more items is just to add a new object here. So let's do that actually. This one I'm just going to have, like, I don't know, gold. and it's gonna be a gold underscore ingot, and the cost is gonna be 50. So now, to open the GUI, we're going to right click. If data.source.id is not equal to Minecraft player, return this, just so that way only players can use it. If data.item.id is equal to Minecraft recovery underscore compass, is it was it there? Yeah, recovery compass, and data dot item dot name tag is equal to, I did not mean to do that. Let me go ahead and copy this color code thing, whatever. RB shop. Like I said all the time, you always want to have this R here at the end, and make sure that you do have a color. Even if it's white, make sure to put F there, or else it'll look weird. It's a Minecraft bug, don't question it, just add it. And so if they're holding a recovery compass named shop, then we're going to show them the shop GUI. Data.source as player. Remember, I'm using TypeScript. This is why I can do this. And this, and this. Also these. Also like a lot of this. You really want to learn to use TypeScript. You will not regret it. It is almost essential. And so now, right click, does nothing, and that's because I have to do /reload. Reloads all functions, script files. Now if I were to right click, look at that. It works just like how I made it. The title is shop, the body is choose what you want to buy, and for every item of the shop items, it adds a new button with item.name, so gold and diamond, colon, and then their cost, which is 50 and 100. If you look back on there, that's exactly what it is. Gold $50, diamond $100. Shows it to the player. If result.cancel returns, so if I cancel it, nothing happens. Declare some variables. If the money is less than the cost, or if the cost is more than the money. So if I were to just buy something, chat's gonna say you don't have enough money to purchase that, since I have 0 money. Since I have 0 money, I can't buy either of them. As you see, it messages the player, don't have enough money to purchase that, and it returns. So that way none of this happens. If I were to give myself some money by using scoreboard, players, add at s, money, I'm just gonna give myself 1,000. And then I try and buy a piece of some gold. It's gonna say you have purchased gold for $50. And I got a gold ingot. Remember that the item that is in the gold section is a gold ingot. $50, meaning that all of it has worked. It's all worked. Alright? Once again, you do not have to know how this get score here works. Just know that it works. I'm also gonna make that slightly more condensed. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was more of a project, just like episode 6's mana project. And see ya.